Intro music?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
All right. Should be up.
Oh, I see us.
And there we. Let me share it.
I hear us.
Right, and let's do it.
Let's go. All right, I got everybody in. Yo. Ooh, Nathan Small getting in early today. I like it.
What's up, David Carrier?
You know David.
Nathan Small.
David Carrier, Smarter Mortgage in the house. Man, I'm excited for today's show.
Heck yes. Heck yes.
Man, if y'all are football fans, yesterday's football games were I think for us, like, I don't remember a Sunday being that incredible.
I know. I hear ya.
Like, it was nuts. It was so fun to watch, man. Fantasy football wise, everything. It was amazing. But man, I'm Jeff Michael. It's Lauren Leal. Welcome into Sports with VYPE.
I thought you were gonna say if you like football, you are in the right place because we're gonna break all of those games down from yesterday.
Yeah.
Plus, leading up to tonight's game at AT&T Stadium, going to be another fun matchup.
Wait. You know
Another
Kevin's going
fun
to get in
matchup.
here and say, go Cowboys.
Yeah.
I know it's coming. I know it's coming.
Hey, should we do another Cowboys bet?
That's what I was thinking. I
Let's
really
do
was.
it.
I was
Let's do
thinking.
it.
I was thinking tonight when Kevin gets on. So like we're gonna have a Cowboys bet for sure. Like this game, I've got a lot to say about this game. So,
Okay, so
but
we're gonna
there's
save it.
so much to talk about, man. Wow, welcome in. We're over here at Christian's Tailgate 2000 Bagby. Sports with Ball is on VYPE. Sports with VYPE. Look us up. We're there. What what to say about yesterday? Like what? I don't even have the adjective. Incredible, phenomenal, just 66-yard field goal
I know.
that
My
hit
God.
the crossbar.
My God.
But it made it. It went in. I mean, and
Is
talk
the-
about Cardinals. A new
Is
freaking
Detroit
return.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Is Detroit now the new Cleveland Browns?
Interesting.
Because
Interesting
I mean,
take.
only that could happen in Detroit. Those fans, that would have been the biggest game they've seen in 10 years, and they were so excited. And then jubilation to just
See,
what just
these,
happened.
Some of these teams we really learned, and then some were like, "Whoa, what? This identity? I'm confused. What?" All right.
Crazy.
Let's get into it. We'll get into
Let's
it right off with our
go.
high school spotlight brought to you by VYPE Media, of course, where you can find all of your high school sports across the state of Texas and a bunch of other southern states as well. So our high school athlete of the week is Patos. Let me pull this up real quick, guys. Jacob Brown. So he basically went off.
Runs the team.
He accounted for over 300 yards in the win over Foster. He rushed for 541 yards, 9 touchdowns, averaging 13 yards per carry. So that is why he definitely deserves to be the athlete of the week right here.
I'm like, I love high school sports, and whenever we get so on Thursday when we got done with the show, I was driving home, and there's 2 stadiums I got to pass by, and I just went through nostalgia, thinking back to my my high school days, and I like driving, I almost got in a wreck. I was like, I was like, oh, I wish I was back out there. Like, there's nothing better than the locker room in high school with your teammates and traveling on the bus going across Texas to go play football. Like, it's just phenomenal. I love high school football, and especially in Texas, it's just huge.
Oh,
and
big
so,
time.
We have the second most expensive stadium in the United States.
Yep, right. First is in Ohio, is that right?
Yes, you are correct.
Crazy to think it's not Texas, but we follow with a lot of stadiums after that anyways.
Yeah. Kevin Anthony, go Cowboys. We knew that was coming.
We knew it was coming, Kevin.
Kevin,
if you
didn't tune in right before we got going, we were saying we're going to figure out a Cowboys bet coming into this game because I've got a lot of things to say about this game coming up. But think about a Cowboys bet you want to do, and we'll see what happens on Thursday.
Barry Biddy said go Cowboys as well.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, man.
All right.
Man.
We're going to see. We're going to see who's going to take this game. We'll get into that
Go Oilers.
as well.
Go Oilers. Love ya, blue, baby. Love you, blue.
Okay. All right.
Man, bump Phillips.
You want to break that down for us real quick?
Well, when I was a kid, I moved here from Dallas. I moved here. I moved here when I was 7 years old, and I fell in love with the Houston Oilers and Love You Blue and the Houston Astros. And it was a sad, sad day for Houston when they took them away from the city. And
all their stuff is in Tennessee, like in a museum.
Yeah,
like they hold all the memorabilia.
Add insult to injury, and they will not release the trademark of the Oilers back to Houston. It stays with that team, and it sucks because I love the Oilers. Everybody loves the color blue. It's terrible. The Texans. I don't hate the Texans because they're not the Oilers. It's the front office that I've always had a problem with, even since day one. But if they were the Oilers, this city would be all over them.
Oh, yeah.
All over them.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And they won't get the name back.
Well, they're all over us tonight in the front of the table right here. Boom.
Kevin Anthony,
Thanks
did you
to you,
see the guy that could win $70,000 on the parlay if the Eagles win? Well, he might win $70,000, but we'll get into that in a little bit.
Oh, okay. That's really telling. Now I know which way you're leaning.
Oh, man.
Okay. All right. Well,
This
shall
is
we go around the baseball league?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get into some baseball real quick because baseball is heating up. We're going to go over the scoreboard real quick. There's not a ton of them. Today's MLB scoreboard brought to you by Smarter Mortgage and David Carrier over there. Call him 281-650-0648. Mention SWB. Get a free quote ASAP. Refinancing and purchasing. David Carrier's your man. We still need to get his picture up. Just go to his Facebook. David Carrier, Smarter Mortgage. He's got a nice little mugshot on there.
David, you're on here. You can just put your headshot.
Yeah, put it up there.
Put your headshot in the comments.
Yeah, put it in the comments, David. Just put it in the comments. All right, let's go over some scores real quick in the MLB. Like I said, there's not a lot. They're gearing up for the last week. Tonight, huge game. Athletics at the Mariners. Kicks off at 9:10. Nationals at the Rockies. The Indians beat the Royals 8-3 earlier. Reds over the Pirates 13-1. And the White Sox beat the Tigers 8-7. That's your MLB scoreboard.
Yeah, not too much, but it's a Monday.
Astros got swept.
Normal. What was that?
Astros got swept. I don't want to talk about the Astros right now. I don't want to get in a bad mood at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
So,
we can
Good
save
call.
that. We can save that.
We can say that. We got a lot to get into, Lauren.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
All right.
I'm on.
What's Hot brought to you by Joe Applewhite Realty. He will help you buy a house, sell your home, looking to update your house. He's got you on all your realty needs. Give him a call at 713-291-5270. Everything he touches turns to sold. We're talking about Joe Applewhite Realty. All right, our first What's Hot, something that we don't necessarily really like to talk about, but it's in the headline. It's being discussed because today was NBA Media Day, meaning all of the teams go out, they do their pictures, they do their interviews. That basically lasts them throughout the season because these athletes don't want to be bothered during the season. So Kyrie Irving wasn't at Media Day today because he's not vaccinated.
This is crazy.
So there was no proof of the COVID-19 vaccine for him, so he wasn't able to show up. However, Jeff, so this has always been, since this vaccination came out, the Players Union gave the choice for players to take it or not. However, this is changing to government and state government, not federal, but with
and stadiums, buildings.
With each city that they travel to, they get to choose if they can have access to the court and play. Yeah.
So basically, he's refusing to take the vaccine. I have no dog in the fight on that whole thing. The interesting part about this is that he can't play in any home games because of what you were just talking about. They require the vaccine to be attended, and to go to these games and to be on, to play in the stadium, you have to be vaccinated. So he's going to miss. Currently, as it stands, Kyrie Irving will not play any home games this year.
Did you see Kevin Durant's interview?
81 games. I'm sorry, not 81 games. What?
82.
Yeah. Well, so he'll miss 41 games.
Yeah, half of them at home.
All home games, Kyrie Irving, because he refuses to get the vaccination. It's just an interesting thing for you to just watch out for, because it's going to be. I don't know how many other players are on this same page or what's going to happen, but it's interesting.
Did you see Kevin Durant's interview?
Yeah, I saw
he was just like, it's his choice. He's a team player. He'll show up.
If they
Like
don't
nothing,
test,
like
if they don't
no
test
emotion.
If they don't test Kevin Durant for weed, I don't know. Oh, actually, I think you can do it in the NBA now, right? I think weed is legal in the NBA.
Hey, we haven't gotten to Josh Gordon yet. All right.
Oh, that's right. That's coming.
Let's go.
Whoa! That's good. Lauren.
Sorry. All right, little fire
Lauren,
going on.
Get your Red Bull.
I was taking a sip of water. It was woo. Had to get a sip out of that. Okay, so Jeff just talked about some of the games going on in MLB today as we are about to wrap up the regular season. Oh my goodness, 182 games. I can't believe it. Almost over.
162, 81 each.
Huh?
There's 162.
What? Yeah. Why did I say that?
You said what? Because
Okay.
I just said 82 games in NBA.
You did.
I messed
All
up.
right. So, yeah, the standings will be set for postseason by the end of this week. The first playoff game will be Tuesday, October 5th. And right now, in the American League, you got Tampa Bay up there and the Astros. This is probably going to be the ALDS. And then in the National League, you look at Giants and Dodgers, both over 100 wins already. Just kind of crazy. Who do you see in the divisional matchups?
The divisional matchups are going to be easy. It's the championship series that I think. Look, the Astros are the best team in the AL. Not record-wise, Tampa Bay has them beat by a couple of games, 6 actually. But
Tampa Bay has me worried. You're not worried about him?
no, not really. I'm worried about Dusty Baker with the Astros. Dusty Baker is. We've talked about it numerous times on this show. Dusty Baker cannot make the right decision to save his. I mean, I'm on Sports with VYPE, so I can't say what I want to say, but Dusty Baker has lost us probably 10 to 15 games this year. And he definitely lost a couple of those games in Oakland. It's like he just cherry picks these guys out in the bullpen. He's like, let's just grab him. Like, we traded for a situational pitcher, and we're not even pitching him. Yeah, and we're not even pitching him when he should be pitching. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And then he brings in Presley under pressure all the time. Like, oh, Presley will save it. And it's like, man, come on, dude. You're putting these guys in awkward situations, man. I know you wanted to chime in. What?
No. I'm just reacting to it because I saw the last game and oh my god, like I've been praising him. Jose Siri cost us the last game. I was pretty upset.
You have been praising Jose
yes,
Siri.
and I was pretty upset.
And I was going to allude to another bullpen guy in Ryan Stanek. He went on paternity leave.
Yeah.
Whatever you call it, whenever you're the dad.
I mean, the Astros, everybody's like, we'll get on Dusty Baker. They've won 90 right now, 91 games. They probably win 93, 94, and they're going to win the West. But it's not because of Dusty Baker's coaching. That's sheer talent. Like our team is stacked. It's loaded. Michael Brantley isn't even back yet. Wait till he comes back. This lineup is deadly. The problem is our bullpen and what Dusty Baker's doing to it, and it's sad to watch. And I hope he doesn't lose a series because of it. I know he's going to lose a game or two because of it, but I hope he doesn't lose a series because of it because we do have the best offense in the majors. We do, 100%. We have the best offense in the majors, and we should go to the World Series. But Tampa Bay, that's going to be a fun series.
A lot of optimism there for the Astros. Of course, I mean, why not? Why wouldn't you be? But yes, Dusty Baker has cost so many games, and it's a little more than a handful, but that's enough. And the city of Houston knows it too. It's no secret.
Another interesting thing this weekend, the Yankees swept the Red Sox to take sole possession of second place in that wild card. This is going to be fun to watch. The one thing that I want is a Yankees-Red Sox play-in game. Now, that would be awesome.
I gotcha.
Those teams they hate each other. It's just fun to watch. The crowd, the noise in the stadiums are different. So I would love to see a play-in game. But interesting.
I was gonna say, the Yankees we talked about kind of going up and down and up and down. They were in a long slump, and like you said, they just swept the Red Sox, and they finished with the final yesterday's game 6-3, 4 runs in the 8th inning from Aaron Judge and. Stanton helped out with that, but in the AL East, Yankees are now just 1 game above the Red Sox. The Yankees play the Blue Jays and Tampa Bay for their last 2 series.
And it's crazy with their record with 89 and 67, and their run differential is only 44. That's insane. To have almost 90 wins and your run differential only be 44, that shows you how up and down that team is. It's weird. But look, if you just go down to the National League and then we'll move on because we got a lot of football to get to. Nobody's touching San Francisco and LA. Those teams are just ridiculously good.
David Carrier, are the Astros most likely to face the White Sox?
Yeah. first round for sure in the ALDS and then in the ALCS. So hopefully we beat the White Sox, which we should because they've got a couple of injured players. And then the Astros will face the Rays in the championship series, which will be fun.
Yeah.
Somebody take me to that game, one of them, please.
I want to go to those games too. I think we all do. All right, so our next What's Hot is a little interesting one. So we're talking about the Cowboys for the game tonight, but this doesn't have really much to do with the game. So the right tackle, Leal Collins, he was trying to avoid a penalty after he missed 7 drug tests. So he basically was trying to bribe the person that is failing his drug test from. So he was initially suspended for 5 games for that. He was suspended, and then that was lowered to 2 games after negotiating with the NFLPA, the Players Association. And then he appealed the shorter suspension, with the original punishment was reinstated. So listen to his reasons. He says are legitimate reasons. So one of which, the drug test, was scheduled for the day that the Cowboys strength and conditioning coach, Marcus Paul, passed away. Mm-hmm. I remember this day. Yep. Sad. Yep. So he failed a drug test then. Then he failed a drug test on the day of his uncle's funeral. So he thinks these are legitimate reasons. Yeah, he will sit out of his second game tonight and will be eligible to return for the Cowboys game against Minnesota in Week 7.
Do we know what drug test it was? I mean, what drug
it was?
I'm assuming
I don't know.
It's either Adderall or weed, I would think.
Probably.
Those are the main ones they get suspended for. Like Will Fuller got suspended for Adderall, right?
But I thought it was for personal reasons, too.
The judge, he actually it was a 5-game ban, and then he went down to 2 games because he appealed it. And then he went in there, and the judge bumped it right back up to 5 games because everything you said, he was like, nah, this guy's an idiot. So, see, I just put that in here because you Cowboy fans love it. So, I just wanted y'all to know how, go Jerry Jones, 3rd and 4th chances.
Jerry Jones. Have you been watching Hard Knocks?
I have not.
I haven't either.
No.
This season's really flat. Yeah. Have you been watching it, Enrique?
No. No, I haven't.
Yeah, it's not as interesting as we thought. All right, the next one, I know this one was flat, but you love Joe Applewhite Realty. Our next What's Hot is the U.S. wins the Ryder Cup.
Oh, man.
So U.S. It was Europe's worst loss in a 19-9 victory. Steve Stryker and the youngest team in U.S. history to win. So Steve said, this is a new era. These guys are young. They want it. They're motivated. They came here determined to win. I could see it in their eyes. So the 6 U.S. Ryder Cup rookies scored more points than all of Europe combined for a 14-4-3 record.
Yeah,
Speaks for itself. What's more impressive?
I made Ashley watch some of this weekend. She was not happy, but I mean, I love golf. These kids killed it. It was fun to watch. I mean, they absolutely destroyed the Europeans, and it was embarrassing to the point to where Rory McIlroy cried in his interview afterwards. That's how much the Ryder Cup means to these guys. And like I said, it was the worst defeat for the Europeans. Now, the big news is coming out now is that the next Ryder Cup captains, Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson. That maybe that's going to be with these young kids. Whoa.
I just felt like we were just talking about the Ryder Cup a couple shows ago and talking about Tiger Woods getting better, getting back to health, but not going to be able to be at the Ryder Cup. But yeah,
he's coming back.
It was funny because I was with a girlfriend yesterday. We were watching the games, and I was like, "Oh, we won the U.S. won the Ryder Cup," and she was like, "Oh, is that a horse? Is that a horse shape?" I was like, "No, it's golf."
I guess that makes sense.
It does make sense.
Yeah.
And she's not a big sports girl. I was like having to teach her some things.
There you go.
All
Good
right.
job, Lauren.
All right. Now this one is what we teased a little bit earlier on. Our last What's Hot is Josh Gordon. And so last week he was being reinstated into the NFL from his latest suspension, and now looks to be signing with the Kansas City Chiefs. He last played in the NFL in 2019 with the Seahawks, and then earlier this year he was with the fan-controlled football league. And that's the last time we saw him in general until this last week. So, Jeff, I want to ask you your thoughts on coming back because I think mine may be a little different than yours.
Oh, sure. So, do I go?
Okay, well, I'll just start it off.
Yeah.
I'll just say, we laugh about it, we joke about it, he keeps the drug thing. But you know what? He hasn't hurt anyone. He is making the decisions himself. I just hope he's gotten some help and he's like done with touching that stuff.
It's an embarrassment for the league to allow him to come back in this many times. Like, I mean, is he hanging out with that dude from the Cowboys? Like, I mean, what? This is, good for Josh Gordon, I guess, for going through the steps, because I'm sure there's a ton of them. I'm sure you have to go to classes. I'm sure you got to pay fees. I'm sure there's all kinds of stuff you got to do to get reinstated. I understand that, but man, this guy has a massive problem with, whatever his drug of choice is, and I just. Man, and you know what makes me even more mad is that he gets to go join the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, that's ridiculous. What if he goes and wins a Super Bowl? Like, golly.
Oh, is that a hot take? You think the Chiefs are going back?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well, if he's not going with the Chiefs, who would you think he would? Who needs a wide receiver?
Go play in Miami or like, somewhere that needs you. The Chiefs don't need you, but he gets to pick and choose, and, good story for him, I guess. He was catching touchdowns from Johnny Manziel last year, so good for him. He was. Johnny Manziel threw him a touchdown last year, and now he gets Pat Mahomes. Man.
All right.
I need to start smoking, man. Like, these guys, they're doing something right, I guess.
What do you mean?
I'm just kidding. Well, then I can go play for the Cowboys, or get reinstated. But I don't know.
But you weren't in it.
That was never my thing. I'd be weird. I'd have anxiety attacks. I'd freak out.
All right.
I'm sweating thinking about it. Let's go.
Sports with VYPE, y'all. Let's get to the NFL, as if we haven't been talking about it already. Okay, presented by Hybrid Technologies Group. When it comes to reliability, they're the ones that you need. We're talking about phone services, cable services, surveillance cameras, and cloud services. Give Roy Stanton a call at 832-336-1201. Once again, that is Hybrid Technologies Group. It's game day, baby. We saw a lot yesterday, but tonight, the Eagles are in Cowboys territory. AT&T Stadium, both tied 1-1. It wraps up week 3 and this NFC East battle. So Eagles are looking to bounce back. They're looking for a bounce back victory after falling last week to the 49ers, 17 to just 11 measly points on the board. Cowboys carrying the momentum from victory last week over the Chargers on the road, 20-17. Cowboys are 3.5-point favorites. I think it's going to be a very telling game for the Cowboys, and Dallas is 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games against the Eagles. Jeff, what are your thoughts? I have so many.
Yeah, it's me too.
Who do you take?
I'm going Eagles.
Okay.
I know. Interesting, but it's more. I've got prop bets that are pretty interesting on this thing, but. The Eagles' defense is pretty good. Their run differential right now, just like baseball, you get a differential, is +20. The Eagles are. Cowboys only +1. This is Dak Prescott's first game back in the stadium since his horrible leg injury, and I hope it doesn't happen again, obviously. But the Cowboys are a little beat up. The Eagles are a good team. They're not a great team, but they're a good team, and I don't see the Cowboys need to run the ball, and they keep Dak Prescott throwing, and they're not establishing the run. Tony Pollard is outperforming Zeke Elliott every single week now. And I just think that it looks like the locker room might be off, and if Philadelphia gets off to a roll, I see this as a defensive battle too. A lot of people see this as a shootout. I see this as a low-scoring game. The over-under for this game is 52.5, and I don't see it coming close to that. I see it maybe 13-20, something like that, Eagles.
So look, I'll say this right here. You're taking the Eagles. I'm taking the Cowboys. I have reasons for both on why both could cover. So the Eagles, like Jalen Hurts last week, he had 454 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 144 rushing, 1 rushing TD. But the Eagles have allowed 11.5 points per game in the last 2 weeks. Last week, Zeke and you talked about Tony Pollard. They look good in the backfield.
Yep.
Zeke was, he carried 16 times, 71 yards, had a touchdown, caught both his targets for 26 yards in Sunday's win. And then you have CeeDee Lamb, 8 of 9 targets. CeeDee Lamb is really coming alive this year, and I knew this year he was definitely going to step out from last year, just wasn't great. But he also had 13 rushing yards on one carry, and then Amari Cooper out and wide as well. So I don't know. I have a lot of. I think the Cowboys are going to come out strong, and if they don't come out strong, they're going to come back strong.
Yeah. I mean, everybody, if you look at the comments on the show so far, everybody's like 34, 20-something, 30s and 20s, 30s and 20s. Man, these two teams are division rivals, and they are going to be fired up. This stadium will be loud. I just don't see this high-flying octane offense anymore. I see, a couple of 3-and-outs early, and then, they're trying to figure out a game plan.
Well, Jeff, you mentioned the rushing attack from Dallas not being that strong, right? Or they haven't been running those routes.
Yeah, Tony Pollard looks great. He looks like he has fresh legs. Zeke just looks like he lost a step. Even though he lost all that weight, he looks like he's lost a step. He looks slow. Tony Pollard looks explosive. If I was the Cowboys, obviously you can't do this because of the money that you've paid Zeke. I would start Tony Pollard. He looks phenomenal right now. I
was just going to say, I think you're alluding to you want to see them more on the ground in the rushing attack because of the first game against the Bucs. Not really running the ball, but you're going against one of the best defenses there. And I think since then, they were throwing the ball in that game. Last week they were running the ball. I think we're going to see a combination of both, but on the ground, they're looking better and better each week.
Yeah, and the obvious other storyline of this game is Jalen Hurts, right? So starting it, this is his hometown. He grew up here. From Houston, but this home state. He'll have a lot of fans there. Jalen, I look to him to put on a decent performance. All he needs to do is just keep the game close. He just needs to be a game manager in this game because it will be loud in there. It will be, a little bit of mayhem for him. But right now, Hurts is an over-under of 299.5 on his passing yards. I'd go under. I don't think he's going to throw for 300 yards. I don't. And his TD right now is 2.5 over-under. I'd go under on that too. I just think this is a low-scoring game. Comes down to the fourth quarter, just like these games always do. No matter the records, when these teams get together, it's smash mouth football.
I think the Cowboys are gonna.
Dak's pass attempts, by the way, the over/under is 39.5. Whoa.
Wow. See, I see the Cowboys coming out hot. I see them being very explosive on the offensive side of the ball. I do.
All right. Well, what's the bet?
What's the bet? Oh, here on Sports with VYPE. Okay.
What's the bet? If so, I got the Eagles, and you're giving me what, 2.5 points? What's it at right now? I gotta take a look. But
I had 3.5.
All right. Well, hey, even better. So I get the Eagles plus 3.5. What's the bet here?
For the first game, it was you wearing Cowboys jersey and Enrique shaving his head.
This is a little close. Yeah, we're not doing that.
Do y'all want to do that still?
Actually, that game was pretty close.
That was close. I was scared.
Exactly. That was so
scared.
winnable.
You almost had a bald head, brother.
Almost.
The boys were about to win that. I don't know.
I'll think about it throughout the show.
Jeff is going to shave his head, and Enrique is going to wear a jersey if the Cowboys win.
In fact, you guys that are watching the show and y'all commenting, whatever, if y'all got some good ideas for some bets on this Eagles game, and especially Kevin, I know you're massive Cowboys fan, so if you got some ideas for some bets, that's fine. I got Eagles plus 3. But
Kevin, yes.
What'd he say?
Jeff has to wear his white turtleneck when the Cowboys win. Yes. And it's still technically summertime heat, so yes.
Oh my gosh, Grant would have a field day if I did that.
I'd have a field day. Let's do
it. And it's white, it's Cowboys colors. I'll take that. I'll take Eagles plus 3.5, and I got to wear the white shirt on Thursday if they win.
Basically, any team has white in their colors, but yeah. And Enrique, you're shaving the head. What you gonna shave the beard, maybe?
Oh, I'm not getting rid of my beard.
I tried too hard for this.
Just shave like a little runway down the middle. Just like a zoop.
All right.
No, what if you did a goatee?
Yeah, you just get some chops. Make it into chops. But who are you taking?
I'm taking Eagles.
Thank you. All right. Well, you don't have to worry about it. We're good.
Oh. All right. Nothing for me. Okay, on to the next.
Love it. Man, I see this as a low-scoring game. Anything can happen, right? But like I said, these divisional rivals go at it every single time. I just think they're going to play smash-mouth football. The Cowboys are going to have to establish some sort of run. If Zeke throws over 39.5 like it says, they lose.
I feel like I said, we're really going to learn about the Cowboys.
Yeah.
The Eagles, I feel like, if they lose, it's like Jalen, like, okay, you know what? It's still like his technically like first rookie year, all this kind of stuff. But I feel like the Cowboys, it's more telling.
Yeah, for sure. Like it'll be anything with the Cowboys is heightened times 10. But if Jalen Hurts goes in there and actually beats them, and the defense does a good job and keeps them probably under 20, 23, 24 points, and they're probably going to win this game. And I see that as that may happen, and then you've got the Cowboy turmoil coming after that. Like, is Dak Prescott healthy? Because last week, if you watched him last week, y'all Cowboys fans know this, he was overthrowing receivers left and right. Like, he was not accurate last week. So we'll see what it comes out. You say they're going to come out throwing. I say they're going to come out running. But we'll see.
Oh, I just say that they're going to come out with a high-powered offense. I hope they change up the play calls to where you get both. But I just think that it's going to be high scoring. You said you don't see that. I see that. Yes.
Damn.
For the Cowboys.
Everybody's liking this turtleneck bet.
Ah.
Whoa! I might have got in.
I think that's yeah.
Man, and I thought that shirt looked good when I wore it, and then it did not.
It's not that it looked bad. I think it was just it was kind of old school. So it's like
it wasn't a full turtleneck. It's like a quarter neck. Well, hopefully.
Never heard of a quarter neck.
I've never either.
I don't know. I made it up. But if the Cowboys win, you're gonna see it on Thursday. So there you go.
All right.
Well, not if they win. If they win by.
No, if the Cowboys win.
No, they win by 3.5 points. They got to win by 4.
Oh, now he's getting justified. All right. Okay, so let's go over yesterday's games. Very, very fun games. All right, so Baltimore over the Lions, 19-17. The second straight win for the Ravens. They have won games by 1 possession.
The afternoon games, like I have Red Zone. If you don't have Red Zone was the best thing ever yesterday. It was non-stop. I don't even think the guy I forgot his name, that does Red Zone. He works the NFL Network.
I know. Scott Hansen.
Yeah, Scott Hansen. He really did never talk. He was like, oh. Like, it was wild. And the end of this Ravens-Lions game, man, just devastating for Lions fans. You see them, and like I said right at the beginning of the show, probably one of the biggest wins they've had in a long time, and could put them back on the map for we got a team again. 66 yards later, he kicked the ball from the other 48-yard line.
Well, the thing is though, it was a comeback completely for Detroit, because the Ravens were leading at halftime 13-0. And then you go in, and the Lions had 3 consecutive scoring drives. In the second half,
Goff played decent yesterday. He gets a lot of slack right now, but he played decent. They should have won that football game. Lamar Jackson's going to get hurt pretty soon. Like, every time he's running, I'm like, uh-oh. He's just getting twisted all over the place. And that team doesn't have a running back. I thought that Trayvon Williams would be the guy. I even picked him up in fantasy. But, again, Lamar Jackson's the 3rd leading rusher in the NFL. That just can't happen.
So the Ravens, they've been, like I just kind of said, they've been getting by, I feel like. Last week we saw it, Lamar Jackson, do we go for it on 4th down? Yeah. So then they went for it, and that's what won the game. And that was, so they've won against the Raiders, Chiefs, and Lions. Next they have the Broncos and Colts, which I think should be fairly simple as far as the Colts go.
Yeah, and the Ravens, like you said, they are 3-0. So there's something to that, but yeah, I don't think they're as good as they seem. I think Lamar Jackson's he's the one obviously keeping them alive, but you're going through as the season goes on. Like I said, he's either going to get hurt or he's going to wear down bad. And once your legs start wearing down halfway through the season, and he tries to make those runs and somebody hits him, they're risking the franchise.
The Ravens are 2-1.
2-1.
That's why, because it was the first game was against the Raiders in Las Vegas, and then the Raiders ended up winning it.
Yeah.
But
my team, baby, I am a Raiders fan.
I know he is.
Boy, I love me some Las Vegas Raiders. Derek Carr, thank you for saving your brother's name. Just awesome. I love the Raiders, man. The Raiders are going to the Super Bowl. Y'all watch out.
Oh. So not the Chiefs, but you have the Raiders.
Yeah, I don't have the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl. Look, it's hard enough to get back to the Super Bowl 2 times in a row like they did. by now, defensive coordinators have figured out Pat Mahomes. They know, a couple of things about Travis Kelce. They've got a ton of videotape now, and they're doing a better job on him. And Tyreek Hill's been quiet, real quiet. So, they figured out how to play him.
Didn't he have a dropped pass?
Yeah, he did have
Two?
a drop touchdown, a big one. But yeah, I think the defenses have figured out Kansas City and Pat Mahomes and them. And like I said, it's super hard to go back-to-back Super Bowls. Almost impossible to go 3 in a row. So I don't see the Chiefs going back to the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, we'll get right into that game against the Chargers, 30-24. Chargers won it, of course, and looked great doing it.
Yeah, they did. Finally, man. Finally, my quarterback Justin. This kid, I love him. I told y'all when he got drafted, I loved him. He looked awesome. He looked awesome.
And the Chiefs, like you said a minute ago, they've got so much film on these guys. It's almost the same exact team, and Andy Reid keeps calling the same play calls. They know what they're going to do. They know what is going to happen over the top with Kelce, so the side run, And I'll say this. Mahomes had to run a lot yesterday, I felt like.
Yeah, so the front line, he's playing with an entirely new offensive line. And people don't understand that, The other guys got traded or other contracts anywhere, but entirely new offensive line. And he is running. He did that no-look pass, which was awesome, and the guy it deflected right off his hands, and it was an interception. It was pretty cool. Like, the whole day
I know.
yesterday, man, the whole day was just like –
That happened.
I didn't want to take a pee. I didn't want to go to the restroom. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable.
Well, speaking of Justin Herbert, rather, he was 26 of 38, 281 yards, and then he had 4 touchdowns with not turning the ball over once, which was great. And a guy that came into the Chiefs, and he was kind of their saving grace in the backfield, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he's been found out. He's been getting stopped.
Yeah, they have no run game. 0 run game. And you were just mentioning the San Diego Chargers and Justin Herbert. Mike
L.A.
Williams, bro. Whoa. This guy, he's a beast. He reminds me of Randy Moss. Like, Mike Williams, man, this guy, he might lead the league in receiving yards this year. He's unbelievable.
And I was like, kind of like whenever I was like, paying attention to this game, I'm like, you know what? I tweeted out that the Chiefs play from behind. They just do. They always come back. They always do.
At halftime, yeah.
And so I was like, okay, well, it actually got to him this time. It's back-to-back losses. Haven't seen that in Kansas City for a long time.
Wait till they lose another one.
Oh.
Sports with balls. Sports with balls. Sports with balls.
All right, the next one. What the heck happened in Pittsburgh?
Oh.
The Bengals 24-10.
This is fantastic.
Over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Wow, what happened? Bengals won by double digits, the first time doing that in Pittsburgh since 1995. Tyler Boyd, he said he kind of went off in post game, and he said the last plays of the game they gave up. You could see that for a team to lay down like that. We're not giving up. They portrayed it to the whole nation to go in there and bully them.
He's not lying.
Hashtag Bengals.
He's not lying. They did.
I know.
Like,
I know.
Look, Ben, I told y'all this, and nobody believed me. Ben Roethlisberger is done. I told y'all, like
Oh, this is his last year. It's his farewell.
Oh,
It
man,
is.
If I was a Pittsburgh fan,
Jeff, you brought up a very good point.
This is a farewell tour for Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get hurt.
That's what I just said. But you brought up a really good point. I think it was last week on your social media.
Uh-oh.
With all these guys, like all of the injured QBs or just QBs that are not performing well, a.k.a. Big Ben, where's Nick Foles?
Yeah, Nick Foles. Wow, he would be great in Pittsburgh.
There you go.
Oh my goodness! But they're not going to sit Ben. Like, they're not, and Ben's not. He's going to play out his last season and ruin it for a bunch of people. But man, he just, and he's going to catch a lot of slack. But he came in overweight.
Nathan Small said Joe Burrow is the truth.
Yeah, Joe Burrow. Well, he's got a lot to learn. Joe Burrow, he's coming off that injury. He's still got a lot to learn. He makes some pretty rookie mistakes, but he's got Jamar Chase in there. That duo, if Joe Burrow can stay healthy and Jamar Chase can stay healthy, watch out. That duo could be the Herbert and Mike Williams duo. They're good, and Jamar Chase, he's the truth. Jamar Chase is really good.
Isn't there a rapper named The Truth?
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Trey the Truth.
Oh my gosh! I can't believe I knew that. Okay.
Well, you listen to hip hop.
Old school.
Oh.
I'm Mike Jones, the one and only. Now I'm hot and they all on me.
Exactly.
I said. Oh.
Burr, it's cold in here.
My bad. We gotta go. We gotta
I
more
don't know.
football.
That was Bring It On, I think. Okay.
Oh my god.
I said.
It's not sports with cheerleaders. Oh my goodness.
All right. Let's get to Dolphins and Raiders. Your new team, Jeff, 31-28 Las Vegas in overtime over the Dolphins. But the Dolphins had an early lead, 14-2 in the first quarter. Weird that the first points on the board was a safety for Las Vegas. But I'll say this, missing Tua was not the worst thing for the Dolphins, even though Jacoby Brissett didn't really come out until the fourth quarter. However, he played pretty well. He had an 82-yard touchdown drive, just over 2 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter, and then that's where he connected with Will Fuller for the trying for the 2-point conversion.
This game should have been a blowout, but the Las Vegas Raiders came into this knowing that it probably was going to be a blowout. They came in flat, really flat. The pick six that David Carr threw was just it was so bad. It was a walk-in touchdown. And then, of course, they got the safety, and then, obviously they came back. But the Dolphins played tough. They got a couple of early touchdowns, and that's what kind of changed the game plan for the Raiders. They had to come back, but obviously the Raiders were the better team. But look, the Dolphins, they're almost like the Texans. It's a team with a bunch of kids trying to play for contracts, and they play tough. They play really tough. But they actually covered the spread in that game. I think it was 3.5, and the Dolphins covered that, which is, great for bettors. But I see the Raiders, they're still a little banged up. Still look like they're trying to get everything together. Jones isn't even back in the lineup yet. They're going to be really – or Jacobs, I'm sorry. Jacobs isn't even back in the lineup yet. That team's going to be really good come around week 6 or 7. Watch out. Raiders are going to be really good.
Well, question here, Jeff.
Uh-oh.
Were you impressed by the comeback in Las Vegas, which I think you were, or more impressed by how Dolphins handled it coming out?
Probably the Raiders, because under John Gruden's an old school coach. He loves to ground and pound. He loves the short passes. He doesn't like to take risks. So opening up the playbook a little bit to kind of get back in that ball game, it gives them another dimension. Darren Waller for them, the tight end. Once they get him figured out, like George Kittle or Gronkowski, they're going to be tough. They're going to be really tough to beat. And Derek Carr, top 5 quarterback in the NFL. People are not giving him his respect, man. That guy's good.
I feel like we said this last year too,
Yep.
and we're like, he's a sleeper quarterback that you do not pick normally on your fantasy league, or you just don't think about. You don't think about. All right, so let's go to the Rams and the Bucks. 34-24 Rams.
This was an incredible. Oh man, I don't have enough adjectives for yesterday's
Look, Matthew
football.
Stafford, I am here for you.
Baller.
Yes.
Baller.
Yes.
And it just goes.
You and Sean McVay are
Yes.
a marriage
Yep.
in heaven.
Yep. Now,
Yes.
Jared Goff, the first year with Sean McVay, he was great. Sean McVay turned him around, but he wasn't the quarterback that Sean McVay actually wanted. Sean McVay has found his man. Matthew Stafford is lighting it up. He looks great, man. And you can tell it's just like a resurgence for him because he's not in Detroit. And then, Matt Stafford lights it up. The Rams beat the Super Bowl champions, and Detroit loses by a 66-yard field goal. That's what I'm saying. Man, if you live in Detroit, there's not a whole lot to hang your hat on there. You want your football team to do well, and record-setting field goal. No one's ever kicked it that far, and only the Detroit Lions could lose like that. Man, Barry Sanders was at home going, "You got to be kidding me." Actually, he probably knew that was going to happen.
Well, as far as the Rams go, with how well they've played so far this season, and especially yesterday against the defending Super Bowl champs, Tampa Bay's defense did not look that great.
No, they haven't all year.
I'm sorry?
They haven't really all year.
It's weird. They're supposed to be ranked number 1.
The only reason that their numbers are inflated was because they had back-to-back defensive interceptions right at the 5-yard line last week that gave them 2 touchdowns. That's it. Other than that, their defense, they've been getting run over and thrown over. Their defense isn't that good.
Aaron Donald walked away with a sack, forced fumble against Brady, of course. And then, so the Rams really are proving what they're made of. And you just alluded to it a second ago. This game in itself, people are already saying, oh, they're going to be in the Super Bowl. they're going to be in the big dance.
Yeah, that's what Kevin's
Do you see
saying.
that? Do you see like Rams, Raiders?
Oh, whoa, burn the house
The
down.
R&Rs.
Burn the house down. I'm going to that game. Raiders jersey and
Cooper
all.
Kupp's looking great.
Oh, man.
Caught 9 passes for 96 yards,
That
2
team-
touchdowns.
That team reminds me of the greatest show on turf. Like, it looks like they were meant to play together. He's just throwing the ball to every one of them. It's like, I mean, it's unbelievable. And C.J. Henderson is hurt, their running back, and, I mean, they still kill it. And he's amazing. Wait till he gets back healthy. The Rams, another team. It's all about offense these days.
Yeah, I mean, Stafford had four touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
Stafford is on fire right now.
Stafford, I'm here for it. You go. All right.
Does he have a mustache?
Does he?
Yep.
No.
All right.
He's like babyface, clean shaved.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I need it. Man, I got gray growing.
Yours is you're starting to grow yours out a little bit.
I know, and it's gray.
Are you stressed?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not
That's
cool
why
to
it's
wake up in
gray.
the mirror and you're like, I'm taking videos for Twitter and stuff like that, and I got to look at them playing back, and I'm like, oh my God, where's a filter? Like, I got to filter out my grays. I might have to go get the hair clip from in or whatever it's called.
Well, guess what? You ain't the only one using a filter. It's okay. You're not alone.
Yeah, but
You're not alone.
All right.
All right, let's move on to the next one. 37-17 Minnesota versus the Seahawks. So I think this was a reality check for the Seahawks to lose to the Vikings. Cousins looked good, though. 30 of 38 for 323 yards, 3 touchdowns. I mean,
Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback.
yeah.
And he's got Justin Jefferson. That guy, he's just
he's a baller.
He's just like Jamar Chase. Like he might be better. Like he is good. And look, the Vikings should be 3-0. They barely lost both those games, and it was their opening games. The Vikings are another really, really good team.
And looking on the other side of the ball to the Seahawks, I don't think this is where we put the pressure on Russell Wilson.
Not yet, because remember last year he was MVP first 5 games, and then they
Exactly.
went. And it seems like they were great first. Now, like come back. It's always the Seahawks always just come back down to earth like a Seahawk. What is a Seahawk? Is a hawk that's in the sea?
A Seahawk, a bird.
Oh, like the white ones? What do you call them? Like in
Like
Galveston?
a pelican? No, you're thinking of actual Seahawks, right?
Yeah. Sports with Seahawks, y'all.
Sports with something. It's something different every 5 minutes. All right.
Yeah. Kevin Anthony, yeah. Justin Jefferson is another LSU Tiger. Yeah, him and Jamar Chase, unbelievable. In Minnesota, like I said, they should be 3-0. That's a really, really good football team. So that's not an easy out.
All right, man, let's continue on our NFL coverage from yesterday. The last game we'll get into is the 49ers and Packers last night, 30-28. We know what happened in the end. 30 seconds left. Aaron Rodgers gets the ball back in his hands, and what do? Drive, move those chains, get the field goal, and boom, take down Jimmy G and the 49ers.
How the 49ers, known for their defense, how in 30 seconds left do you leave Davante Adams open for 50 yards receiving in two plays in 30 seconds? And he was wide open. I'm not talking about like just like
that's just dumb.
Wide open, and another long field goal won the game. And that's the first time I've seen Aaron Rodgers that excited. He was fired up.
I think, because game 1 laid an egg. Last week they did end up winning. But, yeah, I mean, I think it just proves, like, oh, we're down, and we can still we did it. Like
his post-game interviews, I love Aaron Rodgers. I love he speaks the truth. He was like, he said, look, I told y'all game 1 was a fluke. We're good to go. He goes, she said, so what are y'all going to do? And he was like, let me tell you something. This plane ride home is going to be real fun. I was like, oh, wow. Good for
but
Green
does this
Bay.
prove that they're still one of the best teams in the
for
NFL?
sure. Dude, Aaron Jones went ham last week. 4 touchdowns. We know the story about his father passing away. Now this week, you've got Davante Adams. And by the way, I cannot believe he went back in one play later after that vicious hit. That helmet-to-helmet hit. That was ugly, real ugly. I thought he was, and I have him in my DraftKings. And I don't even want to get into it because I'm not trying to jinx it. I still got a guy going tonight, but he shouldn't have come back in that game, but he did. And Davante Adams, Aaron Jones, and Aaron Rodgers. Like, of course, you've got all the chances to win. Look, they only lost last year. Why? Because of a penalty. The referee threw that pass interference flag against Tampa Bay. Remember we were talking about that?
I have a question before I get to the next one. What do you grade the 49ers right now?
Oh, man. I mean, they're a good team. George Kittle just he's questionable for next week's game. You take George Kittle. The 49ers have been through like 7 running backs already. I'm not even joking. Like, I literally think that they've got 4 starting running backs hurt, and they've tried 3 others. Like, literally 7 running backs.
So
Jimmy G.
Where do you put them? Because you don't put them up with the greatest, right?
No, they're second, third tier. I don't think their defense is what keeps them in ball games, and they're supposed to be able to run the ball.
So that's where I go to. We talk about the Packers, how great Aaron Rodgers is getting the ball back in his hands, going down and scoring. But so the 49ers so far in the season, they've beaten the Lions and they've beaten the Eagles. Yeah. Tonight you'll have the Eagles over the Cowboys. But against that matchup, 49ers Eagles, 49ers Lions, and then Green Bay, it's like, oh, we're praising Green Bay, but they only won by a field goal. So you got to look at the opposing matchup as well. You got to look at
yeah, I mean,
who they're playing.
It was in San Francisco, so that's a tough game. It's a tough road game for Green Bay.
True, very true.
That's a really tough road game for them, and those two teams, there's so much history. It's sort of like what I was talking about with the Eagles and Cowboys. You know, that's a great football matchup. Whoever did the schedule for the NFL, man, like week 3, 2021 NFL, it was, man, like I couldn't believe. I watched, I think, 10 straight hours of football.
Yeah.
It was unreal.
And it is very unreal. I was just looking down and reading the comments, and Kevin and Anthony talking about the Seahawks. I'm assuming he says he calls them the Sea Chickens.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I mean, can you eat a Seahawk?
Okay, I don't want to talk about that.
Maybe.
Oh, well, you're a, what do you call it? Presbyterian?
Yeah, every time. Pescatarian, Jeff. Pescatarian.
Presbyterian's like religion.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Pescatarian. You only eat fish.
Yes.
Well, Seahawks.
And I don't think that's a religion.
I think Seahawks are pescatarians.
They only eat fish?
Right? I would think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Somebody, all right, get your Google out.
All right, get your Google out.
Seahawk history. Seahawk history today. Actual Seahawk history on sports with balls on VYPE.
Okay.
All right, let's get into this game tonight one more time. Actually, yeah, well, hold on real quick. Just before I want to go over some college stuff because I know Kevin's watching and a couple other people because there were some college upsets this week. But Construction Concepts, changing corporate culture one design at a time. From hospitality to corporate luxury, retail, and medical facilities, their team of experts can update or create a space that exceeds your expectations. Give them a call, 713-589-2682. Josh and Mark over there at buildithouston.com. Man, I wish Grant was here to do that.
I know, me too. I miss Grant. Grant, when are you going to come back?
I know. Grant doesn't even tune in anymore.
I know it. Okay, so we're going into some college right now?
Yeah, a couple of things happened this weekend that were pretty interesting. I did not expect Texas to whoop Texas Tech like that.
Wow. I was watching this game Saturday morning.
It was a beatdown.
Whoa.
There was a couple of things that happened. Oklahoma barely. I thought Oklahoma, this game, I think the over-under was like in the 60s. It was a 16-13 game.
And
West
then
Virginia.
A&M?
Yep.
A&M laid an egg.
A&M got pounded by the 4-0 now Arkansas Razorbacks. Pretty interesting.
What is it up with Arkansas? They destroyed Texas. They
good.
Destroyed A&M. They, I believe, destroyed Rice.
They
Who hasn't?
are doing good.
But
I'm going to go over the
man.
rankings here in a second.
Yeah.
Ohio State won and Akron. The only other, Notre Dame game was weird because Notre Dame scored 31 points in the fourth quarter. It was tied up 10-10 in the fourth quarter. And Notre Dame scored 31. Like it was a pick six, a kickoff for a touchdown, and I forget something else. But Baylor beat Iowa State, which is huge. Baylor's 4-0 too, so watch out for Baylor. Rankings real quick. We can go over this before we jump back into the Monday Night Football. Alabama stays number 1. Georgia, Oregon, Penn State, Iowa, Oklahoma.
Penn State moved up. They were 6.
Yeah, they went up 2-4. Oklahoma down to 6. I guess they just flip-flopped.
Yeah.
Let's see. Arkansas up
8.
Up to the number 8 spot, went up 8 spots. Yeah, I knew they were going to get in the top 10. Michigan is in the top 15 now. Way to go, Harbaugh. Everybody wrote them off, but it's all about that Ohio State game, man. So good luck on that one. A&M drops 8 spots to 15, and my Memphis Tigers, just on a side note, lost. Clemson down 16 spots to number 25. Boy, do they miss Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, yeah.
And Etienne.
Oh, yeah. Texas isn't even on here. Oh, we lost Jeff for a second. Somehow got disconnected. But, yeah, just going over college rankings. I mean, woo. This week was a tough one and a good one. Oh, now I'm gone. Oh, wait. Oh, there we go. All right, but I don't hear you. Don't hear Jeff yet. Oh. I keep going in and out myself. All right. Oh. I hear me. I don't hear Jeff. All right. This is great because I'm going for the Cowboys. They're going for the Eagles. And I think the Cowboys are going to be high-flying offense. Oh, Jeff is back. High-flying offense, and I think they're going to come out strong. And if not, they're still going to put a lot of points on the board regardless of what time it is in the game. Jalen Hurts, I think, is going to, I hate to say this, get crumbled in the pocket. And I haven't seen much scrambling, so I'm ready to see if he can do that.
One of the good bets on this, I think, is I told you the over-under 52.5. I'm going under. I think one of the better bets is Hurts 299.5 passing yards. I don't see him passing for 299 unless he'd have to get 2 long bombs, right? Like something like that. But 300 yards passing for Jalen Hurts, that's going to be rough. Even though the Cowboys defense, they've actually been decent this year compared to last year, obviously, but I don't I don't see that happening. And like I said, Dak Prescott, 39.5 pass attempts. Interesting. But, hey, look, man, the Cowboys win. I got to wear my turtleneck on Thursday. I'm sure all y'all are now rooting for the Cowboys.
And Enrique's got to shave. You going to do the sides or the middle?
You do chops.
I got to figure it out. But
there's going to be some shaving going on.
Yeah.
If the Cowboys take the W. Okay, and sacks for Philly, 2.5.
Somebody,
how do you feel about that?
I'm literally praying. All y'all religious, pray for Tony Pollard tonight to go off. If he does, we're all going to a really good dinner. Really good dinner.
What? Sea chickens.
I don't want to jinx it. So just Tony Pollard, oh man, please, 20-something points would be phenomenal. I really want to go to the casinos this weekend.
But you don't want the Cowboys to win. I'm so confused.
Look, if Tony Pollard scores 4 touchdowns, the Cowboys win all day. I'll shave my head and wear a turtleneck. I don't give a.
He said it first. 4 touchdowns for Tony Pollard. Don't know if that's going to happen.
If Tony Pollard scores 4 touchdowns, I'm definitely shaving.
Don't know if that's going to happen, but holding you to that now.
All right, let's thank some people before we get out of here. Number 1, Christian's Tailgate, where we're at. We're here every Monday and Thursday, 6 p.m., leading you up to the football games. And also, my boy, David Carrier. Man, y'all have been. I just want to say thank y'all for the comments. Y'all been incredible in there. Like that's its own show. It really is. Like I mean, we can't watch them all, but the comments are phenomenal. You guys are great.
Thank y'all.
David Carrier over there at Smarter Mortgage. Look him up on Facebook so you can see his pretty little mug. 281-650-0648. Refinancing and purchasing. David Carrier will put you in a home.
All right, we got to thank, of course, VYPE Media for making this all happen, and thanks to Enrique for setting it up, and that's where you can find all of your high school sports news. We got to thank Joe Applewhite and Joe Applewhite Realty. Everything he touches turns to sold. Give him a call at 713-291-5270. And our buddy Roy Stanton with Hybrid Technologies Group. They will help you out with phones, cable services, surveillance cameras, and cloud services. Give them a call at 832-336-1201. Thanks for joining us Monday night. Sports with VYPE.
Look,
kickoff is next.
You ain't seeing me in a turtleneck on Thursday, y'all. Go Eagles.
Cowboys.